Gospel of Jesus Christ, chapter 6. Then I took the boat that changed my life. Rome wanted me in their university. Helena didn't get out of bed for 40 days. I thought her soul had died. My contract was for a minimum of 3 years. I thought about sending her back to Galilee, or going with her to Galilee. But I couldn't go to Galilee, and Helen knew that if I wanted to make a difference in the world, I would not pass up a chance to be in the heart of the ruling empire. The magistrate told me to take Helena to his sister's place in the Toscana. I could use the time to study for my Latin course, and Helena, he assured me, would come back to life in the quiet, gentle hills. And she did. We were back in heaven, and Helena was no longer having monthly periods. It had been a long sea voyage. Our hosts were John Camus and Mary. They had 2 children, Paulo, who was 6, and Malinda, who was 7.5, but would soon be 12. There were 2 really big dogs, Rolax and Borus. They both moved very slowly. John Camus had been a lawyer for the Roman Senate until he couldn't take Rome anymore. He moved with his girlfriend and their 2 children to an old stone house with a stall where they kept a few goats and sheep. They had a fenced-off area with chickens. I felt at home. My ancestors were almost all sheep herders or soldiers. I come from a family of city and village folk. I was born in Bethlehem, but we moved to Cairo shortly after my birth. After Cairo, we were in Nazareth. After a few more brothers and sisters were born, Dad set up his dream business in Galilee. What'd your dad do? Furniture. He has a company in Cairo that does a very large volume. In Galilee, he does personal designs and room concepts and makes almost as much money, working half as much. It was the best thing to happen to our family. He slowed down a little bit every year. So we sent you to university to become a professor. You paid my first 2 years in Cairo, and in Istanbul I worked part-time and had a full scholarship from your friendly government. And now you are a professor in the most important university in the world. It certainly has that reputation. It was good. Rome had stolen most of their culture, and unlike my ancestors, they didn't burn it. They mixed it into what they had. Much of it was from the Greeks, and there they plundered the beginnings of a direction in thinking. The more I learned, the more I realized there was much more we didn't know, and it was terrifying. I went to see an afternoon event at the Colosseum with the magistrate, to take in a little culture. I watched and saw monkeys that looked like humans, all dressed up in different armor, all with weapons of steel. And they killed each other while 40,000 sun-drunk Romans cheered along. You don't like it too much. Sorry if I let it show. Jesus, don't be sorry. Get up and leave. I'm happy you don't like it. They call us civilized, and this is our entertainment. They cleared an area of housing holding over 1,000 people, and don't ask me how much wealth they threw at the monster structure to hold 40,000 fools. It's bloody frightening. We enjoyed agreeing with each other. He called me a godsend. Not from Abe, but some other one they picked up along the way. We found a cafe and talked a mix of politics, philosophy, and theology. Are you Jewish or Palestinian? If you promise to try not to tell anyone, I'm half Roman. Many people are Roman. He was a Roman as they get. Ah, first son. John Camus understood. Everyone has a few relatives like that. Well, I say we eat. Gotta feed the little one. Do you have a name yet? No, we want to see if it comes to us. You sound like a farmer. Let me show you my shop while they prepare dinner. John Camus took me to his glass shop. Doors and windows and lamps and stained glass and lead. I don't make much money, but I'm also not dead from working too hard. The sooner you learn to slow down and enjoy life, the more rewards life gives you. The best thing I ever did, besides having kids with Mary, was drop my life in Rome and come out here. Certainly is beautiful. Stay for a while. We'll play a game of chess and talk about Rome and its madness. I'd love to, John Camus, but I have a Latin exam in 4 days and a seminar to give in 6, and someone is taking my classes as long as I'm here, and I've just started my job. Otherwise I'd stay here with Helena and help you make windows till the baby comes. Jesus, Jesus, you must learn to relax. When I'm 36, I'll relax. For a few days at least. Let Helena stay for a few months. That sounds like a good idea. I left the next morning, the 6th day, and left Helena in paradise and went back to a place with heaven and hell beating at one another. I went out the first few nights until I got used to our rooms, with Helena, without Helena. Rome bored me. It was like a circus all the time, always loud. Sometimes horrible smells attacked me in the streets. There was much going on but nothing happening. It was destined to go the way of the empires before it. It seemed like an entity before I finally traveled back north to the Toscana to be with Helena. Helena, you are an angel. She put her arms around me and kissed me, and I knew I wanted her back in Rome. We would have to get out to the Middle Sea on my days off, and I would have to take them. I was about to be a dad. I'd work like a sensible man, as little as possible.